MLB sparks WWE fan invasion after Roman Reigns comparison to $75 million star. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. The New York Mets are in a heated battle at the moment for the top position in the National League East rankings. They entered the All-Star Series with a strong 55-42 record. But their postseason push has been threatened by a string of injuries. The team's pitching staff, especially, has been ravaged. Principal arms such as Griffin Canning, Christian Scott, and A.J. Minter are all gone for the season. That turned Sunday's return of their veteran starter was a pivotal moment for the franchise. That pitcher who made his way back was the $75 million star of the team, Sean Manaea. The lefty was coming off what he called the best season of my career in 2024. He finished with a 3.47 ERA and completed his ascent as the clear leader of the pitching staff. But a frustrating oblique strain and an elbow problem kept him out for the first 96 games of 2025. His debut was mixed at best. He appeared in complete control, striking out 7 batters, but eventually surrendered the game-winning hit in a 3-2 loss. The official social media account for Major League Baseball attempted to seize the moment as the veteran lefty took the mound. They tried to hype him in his return with a tip of the hat to another entertainment titan. The league sent a plain language message to its enormous audience on X, formerly Twitter. The tribal chief is back. Sean Manaea makes his season debut for the Mets this afternoon. The tweet was intended to honor a baseball player's return. Instead, it sparked a cross-cultural firestorm. MLB's social media squad had unknowingly trespassed on sacred ground. They used a title that is attached to one of the most protected and commanding characters in modern entertainment. To millions of wrestling fans, there is only one tribal chief, and his name is Roman Reigns. The tribal chief is more than a nickname. It's the centerpiece of a multi-year, record-shattering storyline in WWE. It represents Roman Reigns, a member of the famous real-life anoa'i wrestling family that also his cousin, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The title signifies his hard-won journey from a rejected hero to a universally acknowledged ruler of this head of the table. For those of us who lived through this saga, the name is up for grabs. It must be earned. WWE fans invade MLB mentions. One of the first waves of comments was simply pure shock. "The what?" commented a fan. And the reaction underscores the cultural difference that MLB had just bridged. The tribal chief isn't just some generic nickname. It's the official title at the center of a multi-year story. It has roots that run deep in Roman Reigns' Samoan wrestling lineage. For a diehard fan, witnessing it used so casually was akin to hearing a network news anchor refer to the Super Bowl trophy as the Stanley Cup. It was just fundamentally wrong. The shock wore off as people labeled it as blatant disrespect. This is just flat-out disrespectful. There is one tribal chief, and his name is at WWE Roman Reigns. Be better, MLB. The anger stems from the title's narrative weight. The tribal chief persona embodies the zenith of the WWE's absolute peak. Roman Reigns achieved that through a dramatic character arc, transforming from a rejected hero into a dominant figure. Fans believed that using this honor, which took years of storyline buildup, on a competitor from a different league undermined the entire storyline. Perhaps the greatest pushback we saw was from fans, who drew parallels between wrestling and baseball. They didn't just pass judgment on Manaea. They put forth players they felt truly deserved the title. The only two that are worthy for the head of the table right now are Paul Skeens and Tarek Skubal. This fan wasn't into gatekeeping. They were presenting a stats-based argument. Paul Skeens was the historically dominant 2024 Rookie of the Year. Tarek Skubal won the 2024 AL Cy Young Award and the pitching Triple Crown. Their level of performance creates a stark contrast with Manaea's. Amid the anger, portions of the fan base responded with playful sarcasm. They interpreted the MLB's analogy in the context of wrestling. Rather than resolving the argument with numbers, fans envisioned an actual fight between the two sports stars. "I don't think he's beating Roman, but let's see how it goes." This response highlights the absurdity of the situation by organizing an imaginary showdown. The user illustrates a physical fight to emphasize how ridiculous it is to compare a 6'3" professional wrestler to an 6'3", 265-pound professional wrestler. The best criticism came from those who know baseball and wrestling. A fan took a common issue with Roman Reigns' work schedule and ran with it in reverse. The difference between Shawn and Roman Reigns is that Shawn will have more days worked by the end of the season than the OTC will have all year. This is a great layered takedown. The fan brings up Roman Reigns' known issue with his part-time schedule as WWE's champion. He compares it to a starter's full season of work. But the kicker is that despite his limited appearances, Reigns' status is so far beyond Manea's that the comparison is absurd. AI makes 3 bold WWE predictions. WWE's future looks positive right now due to the quality roster that the company has. But under the guidance of Triple H and Nick Khan, some bold decisions will be made moving forwards. The two men have already made major changes to WWE, from partnering with Netflix to putting sponsors on the ring itself. The company has no problem shaking things up and pivoting from tradition nowadays. Some of the upcoming decisions will be positive, while others will undoubtedly lead to frustration among fans. However, WWE is always tough to predict. That's why we've called in the help of AI to determine 3 bold predictions for WWE's upcoming future to see what the company might end up looking like. Roman Reigns is one of WWE's biggest stars and someone who many fans consider to be the face of the company due to how he's carried things in recent years. His work as the leader of the Bloodline led to one of WWE's greatest ever storylines, and the attention that he commands cannot be overstated. Reigns only works a limited schedule at this point, but it's a big deal whenever he appears. He brings a lot of attention and star power, which is why WWE is constantly looking to use him as much as possible. However, AI has boldly predicted that by the end of 2026, the former Bloodline leader will be finished with professional wrestling. Reigns retiring would be a massive loss for WWE, as there are only a few people who are even lose to being on his level in WWE. However, with Reigns starting to make moves in Hollywood, there's certainly a genuine worry that he could end up moving on and leaving wrestling behind him in a bid to pursue other opportunities in his career that could make him an even bigger name within pop culture. WrestleMania is the biggest event of the year for the company, with the 2-night extravaganza being something that everyone looks forward to. It makes WWE an incredible profit, and that's why so many American states bid to try and host the event, as it brings in so much tourism. However, it's not just people in the United States who want to host the show, as there are many international locations that would love the opportunity, and AI believes they'll get it. They have made the bold prediction that WrestleMania is going to take place outside of North America in the future, which would be a massive show. Whether it's London, England, or Saudi Arabia, there are many realistic allocations where this could end up happening. It would be a nice change of pace from what fans have come to know about this event, and it would give some international fans an opportunity to experience the event. Under Vince McMahon, WWE spent decades refusing to work with any other wrestling company in any capacity, but that has immediately changed under Triple H's leadership. WWE has a working relationship with TNA, has acquired AAA, and works with many independent promotions now in a new era for the company. However, AI believes that it will be taken to a whole new level, as it predicted that a supercard event between WWE and AEW will take place in the future. The idea of that might seem completely impossible due to their direct competition, but it would be massively beneficial to both promotions if it were to happen. While booking it might prove difficult due to neither company wanting to look weak, it would draw tons of fans as people are desperate to see them work together in some capacity. If it could be arranged, then it would prove that the wrestling business is in a different place than it ever has been, in a positive way. Triple H makes worrying admission over Seth Rollins' injury. Triple H has made a worrying admission regarding the apparent injury suffered by Seth Rollins at WWE Saturday Night's main event. Seth Rollins has been on top of the world since he screwed CM Punk and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 41 to win that main event and align himself with Paul Heyman. Rollins and Heyman have since taken Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed under their wing, as he looks to solidify himself as the main man on Monday Night Raw. Things got even better for the Visionary when Seth Rollins captured the Money in the Bank briefcase, meaning he's all but certain to be World Heavyweight Champion again, but at Saturday night's main event, the Rollins train might have been derailed. Triple H concerned about Seth Rollins' injury. In a match with LA Knight, Seth Rollins appeared to hurt his knee in the match, with the action having to stop while a doctor checked over Rollins. In the end, Knight picked up the win, but the injury has caused serious worry, with suggestions WWE may have to alter its SummerSlam plans because of it. Speaking at the post-Evolution press conference, Triple H gave an update on Rollins' condition. And it doesn't sound promising, a little bit inconclusive. Doesn't look good. He will be at Birmingham tomorrow. He came here tonight. He was not going to miss his wife's performance tonight. We'll get an MRI and hope for the best. See where we can go with that.